Yo, today I am on my way to the beach as I am preparing tonight to offer another magic circle shamanic cacao ceremony, and something that I feel really blessed to have the opportunity to share again here tonight in Mazunte, Mexico. Also grateful for the opportunity to have this walk here to town and to the beach. As my scooter is once again broken down. It's nothing new, of course. It seems to happen at least once a week. Comes with having a really good deal on a really bad scooter, you know? Today I just wanted to bring forth like this reminder that all of us continue to do our best to really develop and utilize, healthy coping methods, and really taking time each day for ourselves to do the things that we know are important for our well-being, for our health, for our wellness, and obviously the better space that we create within ourselves, the more we're able to cope with the challenges in life and able to really better ride this wave of light, that a lot of us are learning to ride more and more, and not to be stressed, to be living in the unknown, to be following our hearts, and to be trusting more and more freely, more and more deeply, as we're being inspired and guided to continue on this journey here as individuals and collectively as well. It can be stressful if we're not in a good space, and we can very easily fall into deep levels of fear and doubt, which really take our energy. So just learning to master this a bit more deeply whenever the mind is drifting into fear, to really be aware of it and just come back to surrender ourselves to the divine plan, more and more. It's a deep practice, and everything else is an illusion anyways. We're literally being carried by the hands of God, along the wings of great angels. Just being here on our planet is a great testimony of that we're floating through this infinite universe and really learning and growing so much. So we really don't have a choice but to surrender, and more and more we're realizing this as we're in this great time of transitioning. And just taking care of ourselves and utilizing good, healthy coping methods rather than like falling further and further into unhealthy methods, like substances or things like this that allow us to avoid what we're feeling. And in doing so, we typically make our problems worse, of course. And more we end up in this space where things become heavier, like we become more and more buried within aspects of our life, but also within the shadows of ourselves. And so the further we go down, the harder it is to climb back up again. And to be at a space within ourselves where we're able to cope with life's challenges and to live in faith more and more, is becoming really important. And to make use of this time of transitioning, that there are challenges externally in our life, and it's bringing up so much internally for us to look at, for us to feel, and for us to learn to transform within ourselves, fully and completely, as we're embodying our truth and surrendering ourselves to creation more and more deeply and freely. So this time is really valuable for us, as so much can be transformed. And we don't have to be consumed by the challenges in life. We can learn to master them within ourselves. We can learn to not get caught up in things that don't affect us, for example, and stay more on our path. rather than worrying or stressing about the future or being stuck in the past or all these things that we don't really have control over. Just coming back to the simplicity of being in the present, here and now, what we can actually have control over, what we can actually do for ourselves, or in some cases for the lives of others. And if we can do it, great. And if we can't do it, that's okay too, and just trusting that it's all just part of the process, and freeing ourselves more and more to just feel, to deeply feel everything that's happening in our lives and the lives of others and on our planet right now. Like, to have the courage to feel this, because this is what allows us to know what it means to live, to be alive on earth, is to feel, as we are emotional beings here on these spiritual journeys. We came to this earth to feel it all. So now there's no more avoiding these feelings. We can try, like I said, with unhealthy coping methods or ways to distract ourselves, but these things are becoming so real and so prevalent that we have no choice but to feel it. So I often see this as this crazy wild adventure that we're learning to, we're trying to hold on, but yet we're having to learn to let go. And it's just so wild that naturally we want to hold on or come back into our comfort zones, and yet more and more we don't have that comfort zone. And naturally a lot of us want to just find solutions to problems that may or may not exist, but we're maybe finding ourselves running around almost back in survival mode, and having to see how that's not helpful either. It's not supporting us fully and completely to move forward in our lives in the way we actually want to move forward. So having to really be clear in our values. What is it we value in our life, and how can I honor this life and trust that everything's going to be all right, And I think financially, many of us can be in this stage of life where we're maybe feeling this pressure, feeling overwhelmed, and a lot of fear coming up and insecurity about everything that's happening. And so we are left to either work harder, work more, or find new ways to make money, which are good, but we also are being forced to surrender more deeply, so we're not living in fear, living in stress, and all of our energy is going out in survival mode as we're stressed, and therefore we're not able to have a good quality of life for ourselves and for our family and those that are in our life, because maybe we're just stressed and overworked. So yeah, for me, just to recognize the value of a good quality of life and the importance of living simply over other things that I may have valued before in the past, in terms of having greater freedom to travel, or certain luxuries or comforts. I've really let go of some of these things in this time period, and reestablishing myself, as I know a lot of us are having to do right now. It's a deep, beautiful process, and I send you many blessings and lots of love. You probably can hear there's more and more traffic here as we get closer to town. Entering Mizunte now, and many, many blessings on your journey. May we come together more and more, recognizing that we are family and that we are here to spread love. Wow.